Right now we're studying through Psalm 119. And before we sing tonight, I wanted to share with you just a couple things that we were studying. You know, in verses 65 through 80, we find a word that appears several times, and it's the word affliction. I don't know if you've ever felt like you've been through a time when you were experiencing affliction in your life. Most people have. I know I have, and most of the people I know have. But the word affliction in the original language is actually, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's ana, and it's to be humbled. And in verse 67 of Psalm 119, the psalmist writes, "Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word." And I think that's true for all of us. There are times in our lives when we go astray. We don't walk according to God's word, but we go the way that we want to go and do what we want to do. And before he was afflicted, that's exactly what the psalmist says he did. But in verse 71, he comes to the conclusion that it is good for me that I have been afflicted. That's a strange thing to think about. When we go through difficulties and trials in our lives, we often think of them as bad things. But whether something is good or bad sometimes depends less on the thing itself and rather how we respond to that thing. And in this instance, the psalmist says that it was good for him that he was afflicted. You know, I've gone through some difficulties in my life, and what I have found is usually going through those difficulties resulted in my making a change for the better. And that change for the better would never have taken place if I had not first felt the pain of affliction. And then in verse 75, the psalmist goes on to say, "I know, O Lord, that your judgments are right, and that in faithfulness you have afflicted me." Now, in this instance, the psalmist is acknowledging that the affliction was from the Lord. But so often in life, the affliction is the consequences of our own actions. Or, in other instances, it's simply the circumstances that we find ourselves in. But regardless of whether the affliction came from God, or the affliction came as a result of our own circumstances, or the affliction came as a result of some circumstance that we were in, we still have the opportunity, whenever we face affliction, to learn from the experience. And in learning from the experience, we can draw closer to God. And so, if you're going through a time of affliction in your life, I want to suggest that you don't ask, "Why, God?" but rather, "What, God?" Not, "God, why is this happening to me?" or "Why are you allowing this in my life?" but rather, "Lord, what do you want me to learn from this? Lord, what do you want to teach me through this time of affliction? Lord, what do I need to do to respond to this situation, to put myself in a place where I'm walking more closely with you?" And if you'll do that, you'll find that he truly is what the song we're going to do tonight says he is. He is our hiding place. He is the one to whom we can run in the midst of our afflictions, and he brings us comfort in the midst of those afflictions as we trust in him. The song tonight was written by Michael Ledner. It was originally published, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, in 1981, and it's a song from Maranatha Music called "You Are My Hiding Place." So that'll be our song for tonight, if you'd like to join as we sing. You are my hiding place. You always fill my heart with songs of deliverance whenever I am afraid. say I am strong in the strength of the Lord. I will trust in you. Thanks for joining me tonight. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord give you peace. I'll see you next week.